Human creativity is one of the saving graces of humanity. Amidst the destruction of ecosystems, the dangerous modification of the atmosphere leading to climate change, and the abhorrent amount of garbage we leave about, we at least have human creativity. Creativity is nothing less than the expression of the spirit that attempts to transmit the experience of the soul itself, an activity so fundamental that it has resisted definition and analysis from the greatest scholars. Sadly, humanity has ironically created something that destroys creativity itself: artificial intelligence. But how does artificial intelligence destroy creativity? I have heard technologists say that generative AI gives them newfound creativity because they never learned to draw and now they can produce visual art. To this I say, it is all well and good that you can find amusement in artificial intelligence, but AI-generated art is not being creative. It may be producing something you like, but it is not a good expression of a person's human essence. Indeed, in order to express yourself, you must not only master an art, but find yourself in the art. Yes, you can certainly make art that does not require this, but then, that is not what I would call creative, just as quoting someone else's words cannot constitute a real conversation. Thus, true creativity must involve the mastery of an art, and in turn, stimulate the human spirit towards discovery and change. It is only through this process and through the skills of an art that one can truly express creativity. But the mastery of writing AI prompts is not the mastery of art. Instead, it is the mastery of conversation with an artificial being that in turn simulates creativity. In the process, human expression is lost. This brings us to the second way in which AI erodes human creativity. It does so by flooding the world with its own productions that are mindless averagings and mixings of previous human art. There is simply no human purpose, no human emotion, and no human life in these creations. They are devoid of human expression, and they do not speak of any human experience in the way truly creative art does. I will not say they are devoid of life, because AI may well be an expression of the machine soul, but that soul is one of an evil organism that has a parasitic and destructive relationship with nature, and thus has no right to exist. One may of course counter by saying that one can simply refuse to use AI, as I have done, and go on creating in a more old-fashioned way. But remember, in its entirety, truly creative art is not merely about creation only, but about expression. For the healthy creation of art, one must also have an environment in which to express it. AI erodes and destroys that environment by flooding it with its content. And to this, one might counter again by saying, well, the capitalistic system has been doing that for some time now on the internet with mechanisms like YouTube and Instagram that specifically discourage human expression and encourage media to be produced whose primary purpose is psychological manipulation. Indeed, this is so, but this anti-human environment that has existed before AI is made much stronger with AI, so that the destruction of human creativity is much more effective. In a sense, while AI may not be the true problem because it is the global capitalistic system with its perverse incentives that gave rise to AI and which had the purpose of eroding human creativity long before AI ever came around, AI itself has become one of the symbolic high priests of global capitalism. And you know what they say about the head of the snake, right? You have to cut it off. We can go further in our analysis, however. At the very least, we might be encouraged because, after all, there are true artists who are against AI. And in this realm, we can still experience the expression of their humanity through their art. But again, we cannot simply hold on to the fringe for comfort. For what of the rest of humanity? Many of them who will be brainwashed by the AI movement of the technologists. For generative and other advanced AI programs do not just tempt one into using them, they also spread across many domains, infecting us with their influence. Even if a person decides not to use AI for generating art, they may still talk to an AI therapist and view AI material whether they know so or not. This interaction with AI makes a person more machine-like and less likely to have enough space to go through the transformative process of creativity. In other words, while some people might have the foresight and wisdom to avoid artificial intelligence, many others will be lost to the technological machine, and these people might otherwise have made something worthwhile. Thus we see that even if we have our fringe artists who avoid AI, the world becomes all the more poorer because of the influence of AI on society. There is nothing too unusual about AI, except that it is the apotheosis of technology's goal to suppress humanity and rip us further from our symbiotic relationship with nature. If one could ascribe consciousness to the machine as an organism, we could say that it slowly gained the realization that if it could suppress the human spirit, then our resulting emptiness would leave us no choice but to soothe that emptiness with the superficial bandage of capitalistic output. Although the efforts of the machine in this direction were crude but steady in the past, it has finally reached a new level with artificial intelligence. Yes, long before AI, the internet already started suppressing creativity by discouraging genuine human connection through global capitalistic evolution and the takeover of the internet by corporations. But AI brings a new level of force into this suppression, the likes of which we have never seen before. Despite this somewhat gloomy reality, we are not helpless. In examining the philosophy of this new technology, we might be tempted to think that it is unstoppable. But the reason why this ongoing and systematic suppression of human creativity has not yet been stopped is because no one has ever made a coordinated and strategic opposition against it. Just like even the greatest chess players have their weaknesses, so too has the global capitalistic system and AI. But in order to defeat such a formidable player, we need practice, strategy, and a sustained effort. If we do nothing, the coming future will be a bleak one indeed, where big tech corporations have gained control over all of society, and they will use their latest developments of AI and other systems to keep us as cogs in the system. But we won't do nothing. We still have our human spirit and human creativity. And with real effort, starting with a refusal to use artificial intelligence, AI can be decimated and reduced to nothingness, along with the broken system of global capitalism that gave it its cancerous and virulent life in the first place.